Hello YouTube, and today I present to you AirControl Beta 1. AirControl is an application I've been developing for Leap Motion. AirControl is a Mac application that empowers you to control many aspects of your operating system by gestures detected using the Leap Motion. And so until now I've been calling my videos AirControl Prototype version 1, Prototype version 2, but now I'm calling it Beta because it's getting really close to its release version. And it's just a couple things I have to work on, just a couple bug fixes, finishing the preference pane, and making a tutorial for AirControl, and I'll be submitting it to their space store, so I'm really excited. And I'm going to show you some new features I've added today and just overall bug fixes and performance enhancements. So first, you have to start the AirControl application. This is an application that you can just install into your applications folder just like any other application. It is a menu bar application, so you'll go to the menu bar and this will be all your controls right here. I will start using AirControl. So just for a quick demo for people that haven't watched the previous videos, as you can see, as I move my mouse across the screen, my cursor moves. I'm able to what's important about AirControl is actually this locking mechanism, and once you move your thumb out so far, it kind of locks the cursor, so you can click and do some other special actions. And just to demonstrate clicking, I can go over my little icon here, and I can put it in locking mode, and as you can see, in locking mode, the cursor doesn't move. The gesture still works, but the cursor doesn't move. And I can click by tapping. As you can see, I can move my cursor around and I can click in another place. And just to show you, if I bring up my left hand and click, this is right clicking. And I can also double click, for example, to open a folder. By going to the lock position, bring up 3 fingers and then clicking. And also, just to demonstrate right here, as you can see, when my cursor moves over these buttons, they light up. And this is actually a problem I addressed in my earlier videos. They wouldn't light up, and I've called it the hotspot problem. But now I fixed that, so for example, now these things light up, but it's not only that, but things like bringing up the hidden docks when the mouse moves close to the edge, like that. This works now. Hello. There you go. This works now. And also hot corners. Various hot corners I've set up and hot corners work, and other so-called hotspots are now detected. So I'm going to show you web browsing using AirControl, and that's the gesture for bringing up Launchpad, and I can actually scroll through by doing this. And I'll show you this in more detail later, but I've also added this new type of scrolling called fine scrolling, which is when you bring up your left hand as well and scroll. And this is actually using the arrow keys, so that's why this kind of little box pops up. As you can see, I'm using the arrow keys to maneuver through the applications. But I will use normal scrolling now since I just want to go to the other screen, I guess. Now open Google Chrome. And I actually want to demonstrate to you first the new fine scrolling thing. So I'll just search something using my keyboard. And so until now, I've implemented this scrolling, which will just scroll normally. But I've also implemented this new thing called fine scrolling for finer scrolling. But basically what it does is it's just like scrolling with your arrow keys. So you can bring up your left hand as well. And this is actually just using the arrow keys. So it's much slower, it's a little bit at a time. If you just want to scroll through a document, for example, very slowly, or some sort of data very slowly, it's very useful. And as you can see, I can right click, reload the page. I can go to a web page I want to view, I can click on it, and I can scroll to web pages. So that's just simple web browsing using the Leap Motion, and using AirControl that uses Leap Motion. And all these little things that light up all work now. So I like to open a new tab. and I'll show it to you Google Maps. And this is actually because I've improved dragging. So dragging is actually 5 hands and just moving it around like this. See, I can just move around. So, and I can also zoom in by tapping, which is just the Google Maps thing. Double click maybe? Yeah, it's double click to zoom. You can also zoom out, zoom and unzoom using these buttons, and use any other buttons that you just click. It's very intuitive, this drag. It's very fluid. Just kind of open and close your hand wherever you want to drag. That. And also, actually, to show you dragging, I want to show you another game called Flow. And this game has not been optimized for leap motion at all. It's just a game I downloaded from the Chrome store. And Flow, I'm sure a lot of you have played it before, is a game with a grid of... Which levels have we done? With a grid of kind of colored marks, I guess. And when you want to do this, you want dots, colored dots, and you want to connect these dots. And once you connect all these, you win, basically. It's a puzzle game. So this is actually very important in drag. This is actually uses dragging. So you first in the lock on position, and then you want to drag. And with the earlier version of the dragging implementation I had, you would not have been able to do this. My dragging has become very precise with my new implementation of it. So here's Flow, and I've completed with a perfect score. And obviously I can scroll through and all that. So I was using Flow with playing Flow, which is a game that's not optimized for leap motion, but I'm playing it using leap motion, and this is what AirControl can allow you to do. There's also a new gesture I want to show you. First, I'll show you a mission control. So as you can see, I have different desktops open, and I'm actually going to open another one. And let's drag that over, make that the second desktop. And what I want to show you is a new little desktop switcher or gesture. So you bring up your fist, your left fist, and you go into 3 fingers onto the right hand side. And then you can browse, you can switch through your different desktops. And I'm actually going to go to this desktop now. And what I want to show you is a little bit of the fine scrolling again. There you go. That's just a little demo document I made for this video. So as I talked about earlier, fine scrolling is basically just like using the arrow keys. So please just keep your attention on this little cursor thing right there that's blinking. So as I move my finger, you see that moves, and let's take that to the highest level. And I can use my 3 finger to move through each letter. And then, so I want to delete something, write something, add some text, whatever. But I can also, use this to scroll through every line. Sorry. And obviously you can use your normal scrolling as well. So, that's basically it. So, stop AirControl now. Stop using it. So thank you for downloading thank you for watching this video, and if you think AirControl is a cool application, please like this video and share it, and please do subscribe. And I hope to have this application on the Airspace store really soon, just a couple bug fixes and a couple new features to go. And thanks again.